Okay, so this is going to be a spoiler review. We did the spoiler-free review. You might have seen that already. Now this is the spoiler review. So I'm going to go into full spoilers, pretty much the whole story of the movie. It's less than 2 hours long, but it feels like a longer movie because this movie is pretty slow. So I'm going to say this first. If you watch the trailers, this movie is not the trailers. You do get that little tidbit of Laurie and Michael fighting in the kitchen, but the fight that they have, the final fight they have, it starts and it ends in the kitchen, and it's at the end of the movie. It's not long at all. This movie fully revolves around a new kid named Corey, who I don't remember seeing in any of the other movies. He shows up in this film. He's a babysitter for this family, and he accidentally kills the kid that he's watching. And it's mostly because that kid was a douche. He was like really making fun of him, and the kid locks the babysitter in the attic in the house. He kind of has a panic attack. He's making fun of him at the door, and when the babysitter kicks the door open, the kid gets hit by the door, falls over the banister to his death. And this all happens rather quickly. I mean, it's about 9 minutes into the movie, but it's the shocking start to this film. And so the movie starts very well. Starts fantastically, actually. I like the whole beginning of this movie. But then you wait about 45 minutes before things get good again. And it's only for kind of a short period of time. Allison is back, the granddaughter of Laurie Strode. Obviously, her mom died in the very end of the last movie, Halloween Kills. And Laurie is in this movie too, but very sporadically here and there. I think her and Michael get the least of the screen time in this movie. It's mostly about this new kid, Corey, and kind of what he's going through and how the city is treating him. And then it's about his relationship with Allison, it feels like a different character in this movie. She was the most level-headed of the characters in the first Halloween film and the second movie. And in this movie, she makes a lot of reckless decisions that just seem off. So it's really weird. It's flimsy as far as like the reasonings of why she's with this kid, Corey. And it just feels odd. There's many moments where I kept questioning what was happening and like if I had missed something or if something happened off screen before watching this movie that I wasn't aware of, because their relationship moves along so fast and it just seems very, very weird how it goes. But Corey, he is now the villain more or less of this town. Michael Myers has been gone for 4 years. He left after Halloween Kills, because Halloween Kills and Halloween all happened on the same day in 2018. And so 2019 is when Corey accidentally kills a kid. And then he's free, after the trial and everything. But now he's more or less a pariah. He's not looked at very kindly from the city folk in Haddonfield, Illinois. They hate him. They think he's a killer. They think he's a psycho. They think he's crazy. And so people don't treat him well. His mom doesn't even treat him well. So it's kind of sad what he goes through. But he goes through this really weird transformation. It was actually good to see. But he goes through this transformation in the movie where he goes from this, really good kid that was kind of taking a break before he went to college, has this one mistake, and now he becomes a killer because he fights with these band students. There's these band students in the film that are like these bullies. They're just douchebags the whole movie. And it's funny because they're band, they're in band, so they're kind of nerds, but they're bullying this kid. They beat him up and they throw him over an overpass. He doesn't get killed or anything. He's just hurt. But Michael Myers is living in the sewers and he sees the kid. He takes him into the sewer. And then there's a scene where he looks at him in his eyes as he's choking him. And he doesn't kill him like he's choked and killed many other people. Like he's looked in many other people's eyes and he hasn't let them live. But he lets Corey live for some reason. They do a few flashbacks of the death of the kid. And it's like, maybe, I guess Michael Myers understands what this kid is going through. I don't know. It was weird, very flimsy, but that's what it is. So then from there, they become like kind of a Batman and Robin team of killers going and killing people in the city. It's just a couple, but it was weird kind of seeing that dynamic and why was it happening in this way. From there, we see a couple of conversations with Laurie and Corey, and she kind of sees that he's going through something. She sees his eyes and she's like, those are the same eyes I saw in Michael. So she believes he's a killer. Like she believes he's not really who he says he is. And you can see the difference because he just completely transforms into this new character. And again, while it was fun to see, it was still very jarring because it happens kind of quickly. At the same time, I thought Allison knew that he was a killer because the way the movie was edited, there were some scenes where he would go and kill somebody. And then the very next scene would be him on his bike, his motorcycle, with Allison behind him as they ride off and he takes her home. So I thought maybe she knew, but that wasn't the case. She didn't actually know that he was a killer. So that was kind of weird too. So the editing was a little bit questionable in some moments. Really, at the end of the day, this was more about just showing how the city of Haddonfield created another Michael Myers. They created another killer because Michael had been gone for 4 years. I don't know what he was eating, to be honest, or what he was doing there in the sewers. But Corey is made to be another Michael Myers, and he is Michael Myers for part of a night. He goes on a killing spree. Some of the kills that he does in this one night are pretty creative. He takes a mask. He has a mask on and the whole suit, all that kind of stuff. And some of his kills are very creative. But there's only really 3 shocking kills in this movie, where Halloween Kills, I feel like, had a good number of kills throughout. But again, if you've seen the trailer, you might think you're coming to this movie and it's going to be a balls to the wall fight between Laurie and Michael. And that's, again, you get that at the end. But this movie is mostly about Corey and Allison and their relationship, and how Corey feels that if he can't have Allison, he can't be with her, then no one can. So he tries to, there's this little twist where he tries to kind of frame Laurie for his murder. He stabs himself in the neck and kills himself. And she stupidly grabs a knife and takes it out of his neck. So obviously it looks like she killed him at that moment, because Allison walks in the house right as that happened. Convenient. But that was a quick, like, hey, it's a twist, and nothing really comes from it. The biggest issue I had with this movie is that it didn't really continue from Halloween Kills with how the city of Haddonfield or the people of Haddonfield have been treating, these killers have been treating Laurie Strode. They pretty much create another Michael Myers, but there's no lesson learned for them. Nothing about, how society is treating people that have either mental illness or things of that nature. There's really no story there. And I feel like that was a good opportunity to kind of go at it in that sense, however you choose to, that needed to be addressed in some form or fashion. And it's not at all. Also, I was kind of hoping there'd be some type of more supernatural element to Michael Myers, maybe, because they allude to it in Halloween Kills at the end when he just slaughters everybody that's beating him up in the street. They allude to it, like, is he a demon? Is this kind of some kind of evil spirit within him? I thought maybe he was going to like do something to die and his spirit would go into this kid Corey, and that's how a new Michael Myers would be born, or a new shape would be born. That would have been cool too, because they kind of continue it. But they ended it. They actually ended it. That fight in the kitchen between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, it ends. She kills him. Kills him. Then they strap him to the top of a car, kind of show the city that he's dead, and they ball his body up in like a trash compactor or vehicle compactor type situation. I don't know what you call it. And that's pretty gruesome too. And so he's dead. And then the movie's pretty much over. Allison leaves Haddonfield. She decides to go and live her own life. Laurie's by herself in her house. That sheriff that she likes, that likes her, he comes by, brings her some vegetables, and then the movie just kind of ends. So it does actually end. I was surprised that they were brave enough to do that, but I was hoping for something a little bit more, a little more fun, something that would kind of have us talking a little more. But that's what we got. Again, this is a movie that if you go in thinking you're going to get a continuation from Halloween Kills, you're not. Even in the worst of ways, this is a way that I didn't think it was going to go at all. And I read the synopsis, so I knew it was going to kind of center on this new kid, but I didn't think he was going to be the main story, and that Michael Myers would not really be in the film that much in comparison. So that was definitely different. It subverts expectations in the weirdest of ways. And I think they could have done a better story here. So I left the movie feeling kind of bummed because it was just okay to me. You might like it. Some people I already know said that they enjoyed it. They liked it more than Halloween Kills, but I liked Halloween Kills more now compared to this because at least you get a lot of kills. Like it lives up to its name in that sense. And the kills are very creative. There's a lot of them. And it's just a fun theater experience. This was a fun theater experience for the few moments that you get. I think if you do go see this movie, watch it in a packed theater if you're comfortable doing that. Otherwise, just watch it on Peacock. It's on there right now. I've got it on my screen right now as I'm going through this spoiler review. It's on there, so you can watch it there if you have it. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have Peacock, but I got it for $20 for a year. So I was like, why not? That's 1 month of Netflix. Let me just do this one time and have it for a full year. It's cool. And you get movies like this sometimes. While again, I don't think it's the best. The Halloween 2018 is still the best of these three. And then I would pretty much put it in line. Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then this movie. Because again, the ending of this movie, while the ending is good and the beginning is very good, it's that middle that's just, it's a little boring. It's a little slow. But again, just a few of my spoiler thoughts on this one. If you have watched the movie, let's talk about it. This is going to be a spoiler thread. So if you haven't watched the movie, you may want to get out of here, or you may want to not read the comments because people will be spoiling this movie all the way. So Thanks for watching. If you're a member, a subscriber, or a watcher, I appreciate how you support the channel. If you're a watcher, though, hit that subscribe button so you can join the crew. You will not be disappointed. Also, everybody, hit that like button. Helps out the channel in a big, big way. I'd appreciate it. That's all I got for you guys on this one. I will see you guys, as always, on the next video. Take care.